It's a fantastic world. It just goes by too fast, as you will notice. The days disappear. On the other hand, I've been busy. I decided some time ago that since I knew all of the major cactus and succulent plant nuts in the world after a while, since I was traveling all over the place, and took a lot of them with me from Europe and South America, all over, United States, England. I decided to start publishing books, and they're the most beautiful books, you've seen them, most beautiful books on plants you'll ever see, including one by someone named Werner Rau, who is the most fantastic botanist in the world, succulent botanist, not flowering plant. He was a professor of botany in Germany, at Heidelberg. And one day he appeared in my office on his way back from South America, where he had been collecting, and said, Dr. Schwartz, he knew that I was publishing books, and I was using articles by people, by plant people. And he said, would you like to publish, or could I have you publish some of the work that I'm doing? His was the first book I ever bought. And it was so spectacular, you can't imagine. And it sort of reinforced my feelings about plants, except that nothing was in color. It was wonderful. I have all of them. I'll show it to you in the office. So I decided to do everything in color and have all of the succulent nuts in the world, the authorities, work with me. And all of the works that I've done, the 21, 22 books that I've done so far, are compilations. I did all the editing and I did a lot of the writing, but the photography I did, and all of the workers in the world, not all, obviously, became my friends. Wherever I traveled, some of them traveled with me. Werner Rau and I traveled together to Madagascar, for example. You've seen the 2 volumes on Madagascar? Well, we spent 3 months in southern Madagascar, 3 months in northern Madagascar. Werner was this high, and he was a lot older than I was. And he got tired very easily, but he didn't let anything stop him. And we would climb up, and he'd gasp and stop for 20 minutes, and then we continue on up the mountain and so on. Anyway, it's a complex life, but a fascinating one. Anyway, so now there are X number of books, 23 books, and these greenhouses, and my wife is working on more paintings. She's still painting, and I'm working on a new book of hers every 3 or 4 months, and it's a very complex life. The only problem is that you get older, and it becomes very tricky, because you're not as efficient as you used to be, and time goes by increasingly rapidly. And so I've been doing about 6 different worlds, and it's very difficult to do all of them every day. Now I'm going through all of I have a house full of incredible photographs, books, records of everything. I'm going through them all to see which ones I can throw away. I can't throw anything away. You'll see. Anyway, so let me go on. I'm just diverging here. Is your wife jealous of the time you devote to your plants? She's not jealous. She's not that interested in collecting the plants, although she went with me all over the world, except for at times I wouldn't take her into the deserts. And so for every 3 places that we went, maybe, or 4, there was one time that I was in the desert in South Africa, Madagascar, or in that area, and didn't take her. Anyway, the difference between succulents and euphorbias, there's no difference between succulents. Euphorbias are succulents. There's no difference. And all of these plants that you see here are succulents. These are plants, and they have different methods of growing, But these are plants, basically, if they don't get water, because they grow in deserts under adverse conditions, if they don't get water, the roots seal themselves off, the bottom seals themselves off, and so they don't die. Most flowering plants, without water, will shrivel and die. So these things have been here for now a year, and I haven't watered them at all. I'm waiting for the new greenhouse that I'm building, or new meadow that I'm just opening up, and we'll see in a little while. Let's see. Are you the highest authority in the world on succulent plants? No. What I've done is raised several generations of plant nuts, and I'm on the board of a lot of cactus and succulent societies, and I go to these meetings, including one in San Francisco here, and there are people who come who've taken special interest in special plant groups and give talks and so on. So it's a wonderful world that's expanding, by the way. More and more people are getting interested in something as innocent as all of this. What is your family like? I've got two sons, David, who is a landscape architect and now lives right across the street from me, and took one of my book storage sheds and emptied it. I brought the books up to Bolinas here, and we now have a joint office there facing San Francisco on the water. So he lives across the street, he has two children, a busy family life, but to get away from it all, he comes down and works in his office here. But he has also a business in Mill Valley that's very successful, and he just got a contract for doing a garden that's worth probably the income from that will be about $2 million. That's the kind of thing that happens nowadays. Okay, how and when did you become interested in succulents? I've always been interested in plants, and succulents particularly, when I got a little older. I'm not the highest authority in the world. There are so many authorities that you can't really be specific about that. There are multitudes of authors. Every time I look at journals and what have you, I see another writer, another guy interested in another country who's an authority on another group of plants. The focusing is the important thing. In anything you do, you focus, get to know it very well, and then you become essentially so enthusiastic about it that you have to know everything about it, and you become an authority. What's the purpose of the Marin Botanical Garden? It's my baby. It doesn't sound right, but it's my baby. I walk around here, and I don't have to travel anymore. I'm just around, I'm going around the world as I walk through everything here. All of these, every plant I look at, I can link up with where I found them. And so I don't charge anything for people who come here. I give away plants. It's my pleasure. Very interesting point. And you can only do this if you're independent. And fortunately, my aptitude has been financially very useful.